Hello, and welcome to another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. I'm Wayne Highlander with Bona Adhesives.
I'm Rob Johnson from the Bona Training.
Rob, we are
Wayne,
celebrating our 10-year anniversary with the Bona Power Drive.
right now we should hear like the Roman trumpets. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely.
Yes.
I'm
You ever
telling
see the
you,
movie Ben-Hur?
oh my gosh. When I was 7 years old, 8 years old, I think I saw that movie the first time.
I
Yeah,
will watch I will watch Ben-Hur no matter when I turn it on.
Charlton
No matter
Heston.
where I am
Yeah,
in the movie.
that chariot race.
That chariot race, but the trumpet and drums
Yes,
as there
yes.
is
Boom,
just
boom,
so
boom.
badass.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes. Incredible.
just amazing.
Yes, yes, yes. Fantastic. 10 years. I remember when this came out, I was in a sales meeting in Colorado and I seen it for the very first time. Talked about this before, so I won't talk about it too much. But I seen a video of our European counterparts running that machine, and I thought that will never work in America. I mean, nobody's going to run a buffer like that. That's just I just couldn't understand it. And then we went and put our hands on it after we talked about it. We went out in the training center and we put our hands on it, worked with it. And the last thing I did, strike me dead before I left that meeting, was call my two brothers. And I said, you have got to buy one of these, man. I mean, it's going to change the game for you. And the first thing I thought of when I saw that machine and when I put my hands on it is finally we can get apprentices and we can make them productive in just a matter of hours instead of years or months or years. And you can start putting a guy in his machine and producing beautiful flat floors in no time. And it's a 10-year anniversary. It's gone through some changes, and it is absolutely hands down, without beyond a shadow of a doubt, it has re-energized this whole category of planetary machines. I mean, you go back before that 10-year period of time, I would venture to say planetary machines, maybe 2% of the industry had one. I kind of doubt it was that much. And of those, probably 95% of the time they stayed at the shop until you had that one particular parquet job or that one job that you used it on. And when the Bona Power Drive came out, it revolutionized the way we sanded floors. We took older guys in the trade that had entrenched philosophies on how to sand a floor and just re-energized and just redid the way that they do floors now. I talked to my own brothers. I say we couldn't go back to doing floors the way we did without the power drive. I mean, it's such a part of our system now that we would never think about it. The quality of these floors produce, the versatility and the things that they can do. This has been, and it's our 10-year anniversary. So it's pretty exciting. We have some really exciting information. Now, if you hold on to the end of the show, or don't leave the show without us telling you about what we have exciting coming up about this machine, and it pertains to the NWFA. Rob, go.
Go. All right. So I remember the first time I saw it. First thing I thought was somebody needs to send me to Sweden, show those knuckleheads how to run a buffer.
And to the guys in Sweden, we are not a team here. I'm my own individual guy, and I like a partnership here. Just
And then the first time I ran it, that was the very first one I ran, did not have weights, didn't have the stems, didn't even have the cutouts.
yeah.
It was no weights. So I thought, it's okay.
Mhm.
And I'm figuring, this is going to be another black and white square buff that ends up all covered in dust in the back of guys' warehouses. I thought, personally, I just thought it was a gimmick, you know, just another, like I said, another black and white square buff. And then they put weights on that sucker. And to me, that was the big change. The weight kit, once they put the weights on that, it gave it bite and balance.
Um,
And that's what I thought was the dawn of that machine. Once the weights, we started with the weights on it.
when I told you, I told my brothers to buy the machine, they bought the machine. And they go, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Yeah. Sorry, it's weather information. They said, yeah, it's nice. We like it. We're using it. But what the excitement that I thought I was going to get out of them when the weights came out is putting that machine on steroids. It was a whole new game.
Well,
And
it made it an aggressive sander. That's
yeah,
what it did.
yeah.
It made it like, I mean, I think the knock was without the weights. It's like, well, if I'm doing a shellac floor and I got to hit it with 36, it's not. It doesn't have the now. There's very few floors that you can't do.
Yeah.
I really believe that there's very few floors that this can't cut. And I remember I was just talking in the last show about showing this one guy that I was using 50. I wasn't even using 36.
Mhm.
And we were doing some nasty floors with this thing, and he was just blown away. But um, I think that was the big thing was once we put the weights on it.
No
But
question.
now with the new one, the one that I got last week,
Well, hold off. Let's before you
you don't
get
want
into
to talk
that.
about it
No,
yet?
no,
No?
not yet. Nope. Hold on to your
Oh,
foreskin.
oh,
Okay.
so we're gonna really.
Okay.
All right. So I know you would mention that, hey, this is prolonging guys' careers. Older
Mhm.
guys who, you know, just like I was saying in the last show, me trying to pick up a drum, the drum motor and the chassis and everything. My gosh, for the older guys. But I see it more as bringing new young guys into the business. And I've said it a million times on the show and 10 million times at my classes. This is the machine of the future to bring kids in because literally, I have a number in my head. I want you to tell me what your number is.
7.
You hire a brand new guy on your crew,
Mhm.
brand new. He's never seen a sander. How long does it take you to train him to start making you a little bit of money? How many months are you investing or years?
Oh, with that just in a traditional way?
Traditional,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Before I can trust this guy that he's making me money on a job.
Like knowing
Six.
he can walk into a
Yeah,
room and edge, and you're
yeah,
not going to have to go and do it over.
man. On the very early part of that curve is 6 months to a year.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, I've heard everything from. I love when people tell me 2 weeks. I'm like,
No.
okay, I'd like to see those jobs.
Yeah.
But I was always in my head. My number was always at least, at the very least, 6 months.
Yeah.
It's going to take.
That I don't have to worry about him looking over my shoulder. I can send him out to a job.
That I
Yeah.
can tell him, go edge. That I'm going to drop you off. Start the day.
And I don't have to be concerned that it's a hickory job or walnut job or a maple job or
You can trust him, right?
yeah, you can
You can
trust
trust
him.
him. But that's 6 months.
Yes. Yeah.
That's 6 months of him working full time for you. That's
Yeah.
a lot,
Yeah.
right? You've
Yeah.
invested how much money, and you're just going to start to get some payback in 6 months.
Yeah.
Now, it literally is 15 minutes.
Yep.
It's 15 minutes. I mean, you saw Pauline
Yeah.
at the Nashville school.
Hmm.
And I was so happy that I had her there because I tell everybody, look, I can show my wife how to run this thing in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I just
Yep.
happened to remember she was there. I was like, hey, come out here for a second. You got to run the power drive because I always say I can show you how to run it in 15 minutes.
I I I I think the most important thing that you do, Rob, in your role, and that we do at the schools, and the most important thing that can happen to a guy's flooring career. I always said that there is a sweet spot in your career where you're making the most income. That you're dialed in, you got a system down, and you're humping, you're making money, and that zone is the sweet spot of your career. The faster you can get there, and the longer you can stay there, if you can stay there another 2 more years, if you can get there 3 years earlier, 2 years earlier, 1 year earlier than you could have by not embracing the new technology, new tools, and what have you, what is that worth, man? I mean, just I'm thinking about the Chattermark days when you had to worry about good mechanics, really good floor guys would have to worry about Chattermarks. It should be gone by the way of bubonic plague now. They should never be in our vocabulary anymore. The other issues that they're having, and the dish out and other things like that that you had to worry about back in the day, making sure that floor was dead flat, leaving rakes in the floor. I hit a nail, I left a rake. All those things, parquet floors, herringbone floors, whatever the challenge is. If this machine will get you in that sweet zone so much faster and keep you there so much longer and add longevity to your career. That's why I always say buy the machine, buy the power the power booster that goes with it. Power booster, right?
Power station.
I knew I screwed up there.
Bona Power
Okay,
Station.
okay,
You were
so
close, buddy.
okay.
You're all right. Yeah.
I was in a game. Buy the power station that goes with it. Get a good cord, good connections. Feel dialed in when you get the machine and everything. And man, it just makes your day so much nicer. Back in the days, behind bent over a sweaty edger, man, everything, and we're using a dust bag, and the dust bag had a pinprick of in one side of it, and whatever, and you're breathing all that, man. Compared to what we can do today, not only the experience for yourself and the people you work with, the apprentices and what have you, but the consumer. And also it's a selling tool. I mean, it's absolutely a selling tool. I wouldn't own one without doing a job and explaining, here's why we use this type of machine on your floors. And it's a state of the art industry. So
So, something I found out too with the Power Drive. Let's say we had a job that we had to go 36, 50, 80. Okay. We're just gonna use random numbers, 36, 50, 80. Okay. If you use a drum sander or a belt sander, I call
yeah,
them drums, right? You know
yeah,
what I mean. If you're using a big machine, 36, 50, 80, and you
yeah,
use a power drive, 36, 50, 80, using the power drive, you remove 30% less wood.
yeah. Well,
That's that's unbelievable. How many times when you were doing floors are people saying to you, "Is can this be sanded?" I don't know. This has been sanded a few times. Once you start sanding floors, and especially where we're at now, look at the age of floors.
yeah,
Talk about the age of floor men, but
yeah,
look at the age of floors. They're not getting any thicker, right?
yeah, yeah.
We're starting to see all those jobs that maybe have been sanded since the 50s and 60s 4 or 5 times, and they might start, where we used to tell people, you got probably 7 sandings. Well,
So,
now using a power drive, you can spread that out to 10.
well, here's the thing. You just said something important and didn't even realize, and I'll bring that out in you, Rob.
That's the beauty of me.
Yes, all these things you say and don't even realize how smart you are. When I say this is a selling tool, what you just said right there to the consumer, we sand your floors, we'll take off 30% less material than if we do it with this traditional way. We're going to get the floors flatter with less dust. Boom. There you go. Second thing is,
That is a huge
yeah,
selling
it,
point. Do you know why
it,
that's a great selling point? Because the
but
guy coming in behind you,
yeah,
she's going to say, "Oh, do you have that machine too?"
yeah,
No, I use, drum, this and that. Oh, whoa,
yeah,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
yeah,
I need life.
yeah. You
I
drumming your
need
ass right out
life
of here.
left over here.
Yes.
I mean, just another bonus scare tactic, but
The
it's
only
true.
the other thing about this is look how many engineered floors are out in the field now. That
Oh,
versus solid. So
exactly.
where you can get burn through and what have you. So that's really the good reason for using one of these type of tools. I'll be remiss if I don't touch on this. Um, the power drive now, if you go to our Bona website, Bona US, if you go to a tools products rather, and then you go to the tools and you go to the buffers, you'll see that. But in there, you'll have the spare parts catalog. You'll have the other documents, key information, TDS sheets, the manuals, the brochures, all the stuff that you would want. so it's all there. Then you'll run across the power stations there. So any information you want on the there's a videos on the power drive. There's a ton of information here on the power drive. So just be aware of that too if you're thinking about if you need any of that information. So there you go. All right. So we got some
So
exciting.
where you were thinking, I mean, you're always talking about, like you said, the longevity and everything for the older guys, and we're not getting any stronger. I know that for a fact. I proved that just this
Yeah,
afternoon.
yeah,
But I I think for bringing in the new generation,
yeah,
you know, how many times do we bring a brand new kid into a onto a crew and say, "Here, strap your to the edger, and we'll see you in 3 months, maybe."
yeah, yeah.
You're not going to sniff a big machine in your first year. You're
Hmm.
just gonna, you know,
Yeah,
uh, today's kids ain't gonna fly. No, I don't think it's gonna fly. And I'm not trying to badmouth. Of course, we got great kids out there who are doing everything, but something like a power drive where they feel
you're
like,
part of
at the
you're
end of the day, they are part of the squad. You know
yeah
what I mean?
you're
They
not
are, yeah, we're
you're not
getting back slaps and hey, great job today, kid. Amazing. And
yeah you're
and
not
he
just a
feels like he's cut 900 feet and he's.
yeah 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 you're not just a grunt. You're and here's the thing too with today's kids sitting them down and say listen let's talk about the scratch pattern why you're doing what you're doing is
Yeah.
it's like you remember your math teacher used to say okay I see you got the right answer Wayne but how did you get the answer
How'd you get there?
how
Right.
did you get there that's what I need to know
Well, I you
that's
know
a
I
real
looked at the
problem
guy next to me, his paper.
yeah
I did it in my head.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah
I did it
yeah
all in my head.
yeah exactly yes. But yeah, it makes them feel like, hey, man, I'm in an industry here where I'm making a difference quicker, what have you, and I'm not just behind the edger and this type of thing. I just think it is more inclusive for those guys too. I think you're right about that. Since this came out, we have the nice light on it. We made some changes to the machine. It's a 240 volt now, right?
Yes.
When it first came out, it was 220 volt. I think that's
230.
made 230. That's made it a better machine. And now we have something exciting to talk about. Rob, do you want to talk about it?
All right. So I got the new one. I got the new power drive right off the bat. As soon as I put it all together, a couple of pieces. This new light is amazing. Okay. It's a 270 LED. It it doesn't look like anything. The weird
When you
part, it kind
when,
of just looks like nothing.
when you say 270, you mean 270 degrees?
270 degrees
Yeah,
around. It's not
yeah, gotcha.
360. It's
Yeah,
270.
yeah, yeah,
Back where the handle is, there's kind of there's
yeah,
nothing there. Like I said, it's 270.
yeah.
Um, this thing lights up a room. I think if we have it at the show, hopefully they have one in the booth. They should put it in a dark closet
Well, they're
because
going
you
to
will
have one at
not.
the booth.
I know, but you got to see this light. Okay, I know I sound insane right now. Okay, but there were times like when we stopped and had lunch with the class, somebody said to me, "Do you mind if I unplug it? That light is killing me."
Hmm.
When he was sitting down and the light was
Yeah,
coming across. Now, the great thing about this light is you can buy it. If you have a power drive and you want this new light, it fits right on there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Plug, everything mounts right on where the existing light mounts.
Nice.
So, right off the bat, this new light, absolutely amazing. And I know we had a lot of people talking about a surround light and just couldn't have done a better job with that. Another new thing is we've got a small set of neoprene wheels in the back that kick down like a kickstand. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you want to, let's say you've got both weights on the power drive, all right, and you want to pull it back. So when you're pulling it back, change out the paper or something, um, there's a lot of pressure on the plate, on the four-headed gear plate. Now we have that kickstand. You just flip the kickstand down, and the kickstand takes all the pressure off of
Beautiful.
that plate. So you're not going to
Nice.
have a chance of bending the plate or warping it or whatever. Um, okay. Oh, another good thing about the new one, the weights are now included
Wow.
in the price
Nice.
of the machine.
If you're going to buy the power drive, it's good in the price.
It's in the,
Okay.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
the weights come with the machine.
Yeah.
So
You're buying a power drive, you got to have the weights.
it was almost to a point where guys wanted to slug me in the head when I go, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." Well, the weight kit is separate, and they look
Yeah.
at you like, are you kidding me?" Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, so that's I think the really big three things now that we have going on. One, we've got that kickstand to relieve the pressure on the four-headed plate, the gear
Yeah.
plate.
Yeah.
Two, we got the most incredible light you've ever seen, which can be, you can buy one if you have an existing power drive.
Yeah.
And three, the weight kit now comes with the machine.
Wow.
So the great
Uh,
thing is, I mean, they made some improvements. You know,
mhm.
sometimes you always get scared when, oh, we're going to make a couple of improvements to the power drive. And
Yeah.
it was like when they said, yeah, we're going to make some improvements to the Bona belt HD. And I'm like, just leave it alone. It's
Yeah.
perfect. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Just don't touch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then when I heard they're doing this with the power drive, I didn't say that this time.
Hmm.
I was like, hey, you know what? They did pretty good with the last set of improvements. And
Yeah.
the great thing was is they didn't reinvent the wheel. They just made some really smart additions
Yeah.
to
Sweet.
the
All
power
right.
drive.
So what's the big news there on this too?
I, I don't know.
Okay, well then I'll go.
You have to tell me. Yeah.
Good heavens.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
At
just another way that you're telling me that, oh, you're not going to NWFA again.
Oh, that's right,
Okay.
you're not. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so sad.
Yeah.
All right. At the NWFA, we are going to auction off not just a new brand new power drive, but I'm talking about the most badass power drive ever put out in the business. It's got a it's got like a racing built into hey Eileen, can you come on please?
Yeah,
What would you call that? Was that that design there? That is it powder coated in there or what?
no, it's actually a custom wrap done in a checkered flag.
It's it's pretty sweet, man. I'm looking at it. I got a picture right now. It looks bad. It's very cool. And we are auctioning off one at the NWFA, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Uh,
Auction?
I'm sorry, not auctioning, raffling off one.
The raffle, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have to be present to win it?
You do not. We are going to announce the winner the following week.
Okay,
That's how
good
we're going to
deal.
sell Bona equipment from now on. It's just
Yeah,
all an auction right now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you, I'm looking at a picture of this. Hopefully we can put it up on the podcast, what this looks like. It is very, very cool. It's a sexy looking machine. And here's the thing. Yeah, there's other machines in the business, what have you. This is 10 years now of proving. I mean, hundreds and thousands of square feet of flooring is a power drive sanded now. And I know we've done schools just on the power drive before. And we've had guys on here talking about how they run the power drive and what it's done to their business and what have you. We see a lot of guys that will start to finish jobs with a power drive. We'll take it to the second floor without having to bring the big machine up a second set of stairs. We'll do kitchens that are like, you know, on a 45 with cabinets everywhere where even if you had a big machine to put in there, uh, you wouldn't get much use out of a big machine because there's nowhere to run it. Hallways that are going the what I call the wrong direction. This is a game changer. You know, I've said, hey, Festool tracks, I don't leave home without them. I'm doing an install. If I'm doing an install jam saws, electric jam saws now, wouldn't leave home without them. That's you put them in that category. And when it comes to sanding, this is just that machine now. You got to put it in that category. I don't leave home without it. And to
The crazy part about this machine too is the versatility of it. In power drive mode, just in power drive mode alone, okay? The four-headed gear plate on there. You can sand a floor, okay? Like you were just saying, you can sand almost any type of floor. We've got steel plates if you want to flatten a floor. We've got diamond plates if you're wrestling with an aluminum oxide finish. And we've got wire brushes if you want to wire brush a floor. That's just for the four-headed gear plate. Now we can take that off, drop our handle, and now she's just a buffer. Tampico brush, regular buffing plate, multi-disc, everything that you can do. I mean, there's just 9 options that we just talked about with one machine. And we're cutting your edging down by 80%.
Yeah.
I mean, it just really boggles the mind. It boggles my mind because I never thought that I'd see the day where we could just put an attachment on there and start knocking things out just with the attachments alone. It's just an amazing machine. But the other thing about it, and I was just because when I was picking the machine up and he was talking about his busted shoulder, I go, buddy, I think it's time for a power drive. You'll get another 10 years.
Yeah.
I said, there's just no fatigue. There is no fatigue to running this machine. It's just amazing.
It's the stress on the body. It's also stress on the mind. There's just something about running this machine that is more relaxing than running the big machine. And I don't know, man. It's just easier on the body all the way around. And
we don't do a school anymore where I don't do an entire panel except for the little bit of edging with the power drive, including buffing stain on or buffing chroma in. Okay. We do everything with that machine. And it does blow people away when they start to see everything that you can do with this thing.
What booth are we at the NWFA?
I don't know. I wasn't invited.
Oh, that's right.
They're only taking pretty people.
Oh yeah. So you're probably not going to the parties, or you wouldn't know what time
nothing.
started.
No,
okay.
No, I do have a class scheduled though.
Okay. All right. Let me see here real quick. I'll find out what booth we're at.
You'll be eating lobster tails and I'll be sweating it out with some students.
Yeah, but if you had a shellfish allergy, it wouldn't be good for you. You know what I mean? And I always do send pictures back.
I feel so much better. Thank you.
I always send you pictures back. So
I know you do. Yes.
Yeah.
I love when people come up to you. Where's Rob? And you go, Rob who? What are you talking?
Right, yeah. He doesn't like attending these things.
Yeah.
Booth number 1105 is the Bona booth. Come up, sign up for the raffle. This is going to be a great giveaway. We're also doing we're going to be in the demo theater with the power drive, and I think we're doing chroma stains at some point or whatever. You come by the booth and say hi to all the guys anyhow, and gals. Love to see you. And so what else you got, Rob? Is that it?
That's it.
Right on. All right. Well, I'm going to be there. I look forward to seeing everybody.
It's hard to find somebody in the company who's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Except for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who you upset, but sorry.
Wow. I'll get to the bottom of it someday.
Yeah.
But
oh, well.
we still need people to
run the ship.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen, don't you think we don't appreciate it? All right. Come by and see us at the booth 1105, and look forward to seeing everybody at the NWFA this year, and see the new power drive and put your name in the raffle. And this has been another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. Please stay tuned for another episode.